expansion ng regular force. So pinapagtingnan, lalo na ngayon na marami tayong concern, no, sa ating security, internal and external. That's why we keep on training reservists. And this is an integral part of the regular force na maaari nating gamitin. Kung narinig po ninyo yung nangyari sa Lumad in Davao. Actually, sa Republic Act 77, these people can be reservists for their village defense.
Kaya wala man tayo discrimination.
Wala man
diba?
tayo discrimination. So, nandun yan sa Republic Act 7077 na maaari silang i-organize as reservists to defend their village. So, maraming gamit ang reservists. Dapat by province mag-organize na tayo. In fact, yun ang plano ni Jenay, no? Rear Admiral Rebosa na we will start organizing by province muna. Palakasin natin.
Nanay province nakabuhat, ani sir?
Nagkahimo lagi may plano nga. Diri ang unahon na mo parang, kuan ba, kanang murag pioneer mga province. Showcase, oo. So, we're starting to plan for it. Kasi murag mas active man god ang reservist diri sa area ninyo. Also in Cavite, no, malakas din, active din sila. And we have to start it. Otherwise, kailangan natin simulan to, no? Yan ang bili niya. Leo, you have to start it kasi
because it's a very good nagi sense of nationalism ang mga tao bawan marag adtog yun sa grassroots mag-ikan, di ba?
So speaking of Lumad, no?
Katong Lumad.
Ito ba sir, yung sa Section 11, mga citizen soldiers na
Yes, that's it. Basaw na tong Section 11.
So madami pala, no? The citizen soldiers alternately referred to as reservists, who compose the reserve forces are those reservists of the armed forces of the Philippines who are incorporated into the reserve force as follows.
Yan.
So madami yan sila.
Marami. Pwede for
citizen soldiers. By age pala sir. First category reserve, between 18 to 35. And second category reserve, 36 to 51. And third category reserve, ito yung above 51. And then yung yun,
classifications.
So pwede pala sila.
Pwede actually for parang kwan siya, no? ITDS, yung Integrated Territorial Defense System natin, yung ating CAPGUS, no? Parang ganoon ang principle nun. But kahit sino naman can be a reservist, eh. In times of emergency, everybody can be called to render military duty.
Paano sila mag-uudyok no sir? Executive
Order 77. Yan. Hindi lang natin ginamit, actually, pero pwedeng gamitin to justify na anybody, yung village, pwede silang i-training against mga lawless element, no? Kung papasukin yung kanilang community or village.
Nasturaan namin ito kaning mobilization. In what instances man pwede na to ma-activate or ma-mobilize kani atong those in the reserve?
Actually, the President, no? Siya po
Calling out powers niya.
Siya ang may authority to call us out for mobilization. Mga national emergencies, hindi lang human-induced emergency. Kahit natural. Disasters, no? Just like what had happened yung sa Yolanda. Medyo malakihan yun, eh. Magkaroon ng gera. Ito yung mga instance na pwede tayong tawagin lahat at manungkulan tayo bilang isang sundalo. Lahat ng reserve natin na tinitraining natin, yung nagtitraining, ongoing, yung naka-standby, pwedeng tawagin sabay-sabay.
So paano yun sir? May matatanggap sila na automatic na sweldo o parang CAPGO na may subsistence allowance?
Sa pagka-ngayon, dahil siguro, the same with the regulars.
Sir, I'm really curious, when was the last time ang calling out powers sa President to call out a reserve? When was this last used, if ever at all?
Wala pa akong maalala, no?
So far not yet.
Wala pa. Pero meron mga activity yung reservists, APRESCOM and the RESCOM.
Yes.
At saka yung mga reserve command ng major services. Nagkakandak sila ng assembly test to check yung binibilang natin, yung reservists kung talagang nandyan ba sila. Ang tawag naman dyan assembly test.
I think I
testing.
was able to join this around mga last year.
Last year, kasama
for
ka
to
doon,
account kung kinsa pa'y naa.
Kung sa pay na, yan ang kuhan din natin. Inaayos kayo yung ating nationwide management system ng ating reservists through computer.
Databasing na,
Databasing na. Isa pa yan na dapat natin tugunan para ma-update natin palagi. Hindi natin alam yung ibang reservists natin ay overage na pala. Dapat nasa third category na siya, retired reservist. Ina-update natin yan. At saka, kung sino pa yung walang training. At kung sino pa yung, ang plano kasi dapat by province eh. So, dapat doon ka sa lugar mo. Kung lumipat ka siguro, then you will be reassigned to that unit na kung merong ano doon sa probinsya na yun.
Actually, Merg, naaman sa TESA tong Republic Act nga na if you change address, you need to inform the civil register.
Parang last month, nag-accompany ko sa 7th RCDG. Sa Zamboanga siya na RCDG. And then magpa-affiliate, mobile term,
Magpa-transfer siya.
Transfer siya.
So, yung papers mo, ito yung kinahanglan.
So, sana mangyari na yung mga ganyan later, na ma-activate na natin reservists by province. Mas madali ang command and control nun.
Opo, sir. Saka yung databasing, sir, kasi lalo, ang problema rin, one of the problems na nakita namin, sir, lalo na pag sinulog, may mga nag-aala reservists, sir, nagsusuot ng mga uniforms. Pero yung mga bogus ba? Para lang makapass siguro sa mga...
Actually, yung isa rin yan sa concern namin, nakarating sa amin yan eh. May mga reports na merong nagkakandak ng trainings na walang authority. Kaya minumonitor namin to kasi baka unang-una baka magamit lalo na ngayon malapit na yung election. Ang isang natin dapat no partisanship sa training. Kaya binabantayan natin kasi ang training dapat may calling orders talaga yan. Ang lahat ng trainees dapat may order as sa ADTT training, yung annual active duty training. May nakarating sa amin ng report. Nag-apply sila ng training, MOT, basic MOT. Pero hindi pa na-approve, nag-start na. So, therefore, yung training na yun, wala pang authority. So, pinastop muna namin. Then, pag na-approve, sabi ko, you can use the same participants, you will reopen the class. Kasi mahirap kung wala kayong authority, magkanda kayo ng training, baka may mangyari. And we will not take responsibility for that kasi it's unauthorized. Yun pa ang isa namin binabatayan, yung sinabi ko kanina na baka magamit ng politicians.
Kanina, hisgutan man yun na to earlier ang pagsulob sa uniform. Ganahan man yun na to likayan nga sa dili maayong maaging magamit ang uniform. So when are we allowed to wear the uniform, sir, for purposes of clarification?
Kung basahon ko na to ang Republic Act 7077, yan man talaga ang legal mandate ng reservists. That's Republic Act 1991 yata yan. Ang reservists makasuot lang sa ilang uniforme kung sila nag-undergo ng training. ADTT. 2 years yun na every weekend lang. Dapat ganon. Ang sinabi pa nga, walang extension. And you can have another training after 5 years pa. So, by law, during that period lang siya pwede magsuot ng uniform. Pero, mayroong mga practices na naging ginagawa, na matagal nang ginagawa, na
What are these practices?
Inisyuhan na lang nila ng letter orders. Kunwari, i-engage sila sa MedCap. So, nag-uniform yung service. Kaya lang, ang plano po namin, i-reduce natin into a policy. into a directive na ito ay mag-fall sa exemption ng Section 53 ng Republic. Kasi kung may mangyari kasi, ang alaot, ang katong reservist, kasi wala siyang
Wala siyang
makong benefits.
benefits,
Oo. Ma-deny sa kanya yon. So, actually, napag-usapan din namin ito ni Rear Admiral Rabosa na, sir, it should be reduced into writing. Para kung may movement tayo sa ating reservist, ay mag-fall sila sa exemption. Isang exemption dyan ay, kunwari, you are a member of the Reserve Officer Legion of the Philippines, yung role. May mga instances yan na magkaroon sila ng occasion, like induction of their officers, and they're wearing a uniform of the soldier. E di, saan mag-fall yun? Kung wala, hindi unauthorized yun. Sa revised penal code, panisable din yun. Unauthorized wearing of uniform insignia. It's a criminal offense. Kaya dapat merong law na magbibigay ng authority as an exemption doon sa Section 53 ng Republic Act 7077 as an exemption to the general rule. Na yan po ang assignment ko ngayon na gagawin para po naman yung ating reservist na ginagamit natin sa mga medical and dental services, sa mga tree planting activities na naka-inform, ay magkaroon ng legitimate yung kanyang appearance doon, legitimacy of his appearance in participating, for example, yan as part of our socio-economic activities, no, na nagpa-participate din actively yung ating mga reservists. So dapat ma-cure yung defects na yan.
So, parang ito sa Section 60, sir, na status of reservist under mobilization, na an enlisted or officer reservist when called to active duty by virtue of mobilization shall receive all the pay and allowances, medical care, hospitalization, and other privileges and benefits prescribed by law or regulations for officers and enlisted personnel of the regular force. So, tama lang talaga, sir, na kasi natatanggap pala rin nila ng
Ngayon, kung wala siyang orders, may mangyari sa kanya, ma-deny sa kanya yung mga privileges sa yung mga kuwan na yan, binibigay dapat sa ating reservice in case of sana naman hindi mangyari kasi minsan mag-iisip ako baka may mangyari along the way, no, may vehicular accident.
Sometimes di bigod malikayan.
Siyempre kasi yung mga medcap, mga mission natin, sir, nasa
Far-flung area.
Minsan influence area pa, no.
Sir.
Kaya iniwasan natin bago may mangyari. Illegitimize natin yung kanilang presence doon. True, gagawa tayo ng policy. Pa-approve po natin sa ating Chief of Staff.
Hopefully this policy paper will come soon. No?
Sige na
yan, assignment ko kay
medcap.
sige, medcap.
Actually, daghan-daghan.
Dili na takinanlan mag-ilo-ilo, ana.
Yes, sir.
Kay, naman sa law, pwede na mi ani. Siguro, directive na lang.
So before we continue, let's take another break.
And now we're back in Partners in Law with Attorney Yu and also our guest, General Sirunay.
Thank you.
So during the break, we talked about the other sections as Republic Act 7077. So, Attorney?
So atong nahisgutan ganiha unsay pamaagi to call to activate a reserve dayon unsay mga possible benefits niya in case there are certain accidents that will happen kay di gyud ni malikayan nga when they're in the field, especially kung maato silang mga far-flung areas na accidents or untoward incidents do happen. So storyaan na to ganiha na hisgutan man tong position paper merg unsa man gyud thrust aning position paper with regards sa activation sa tong reserves, sir.
Kasi kung meron na tayong directives, no, or in the form of siguro policy or circulars, of course to be approved by our Chief of Staff, pwede na natong magamit yung mga standby reserve natin anytime.
Not just the ready reserve.
Hindi na kailangan mag-issuean siya ng order ng ADTT training, yung annual active duty training, for 2 years. Kasi, kunwari, tapos ka na. Kasi sabi, walang extension 2 years lang. Tapos ka na. can you be called again? Ang sinabi na, after 5 years pa eh.
sir.
Pero with that policy, kung gagawa tayo ng exemption to that rule, pwede pa rin natin sila magamit na legal.
As long as may pasok sila dun sa mga bago na mga new qualifications naman, may mga events or
Si
any
attorney,
calamities.
kunwari sa kanyang expertise as a lawyer, kailangan natin yung services niya sa ating mga court-martial proceedings. O mag-inform sa attorney, authorize po yun. So, that will fall doon sa mga pag-aralan natin mga exemptions to that section
Kaning sa
53.
Section 53, there's a mention here of a quota set for those in AADT. Who sets the quota here, sir? Who in particular sa atong AFP sets the quota for this one?
Kuwan yan eh. May budgetary kuwan yan eh, implication kung ilan ngayong taon. Kung gaano kalaki ang i-training ka. Actually, except JHQ, no? Except JHQ yung sa amin. Hindi lang siguro na isama sa budget noon. Pero yung 3 major service, yung mga undergo ng AADT doon ay may clothing, subsistence allowance, yung
Mga RCA.
mga RCA. Pero sa GHQ, nagkataon eh. Kami pa ngayong GHQ, hindi na isama. Kaya pag kami ay nagtawag ng ADTT training, nagkakaroon kami ng waiver of claiming these allowances. Pero sa
So
totoo
it's
naman,
only those in GHQ and technical service that
oo,
they're
sa inyo lang po. At wala man tayong magawa doon kasi hindi nga naisama. Pero sa mga major service command, I think meron eh. Meron nakakatanggap.
Hopefully for the following year, it will be augmented to include those in GHQ.
Kasi it will interest no sa mga, at least kahit pa paano, may free uniform sa subsistence allowance.
And also, mga kababaihan natin, no? We encourage them kasi dito nga sa Section 65, para sa kanila talaga, women reservists have the right and duty to serve the AFP.
Naalala ko tuloy,